So good day to all of you out there. A very warm welcome to this WEF session. The topic for today's session is writing to heal. And we've got two very lovely ladies here with some very illustrious backgrounds, as I could see from their profiles, to talk to us. And I guess it's so relevant that they are speaking to us because the kind of work they've done is amazing. So to start with, we have Zindika Kamashi. She is an author, a speaker. She's authored 6 books, I believe. Transformational writing is what she does. Uses writing as therapy. That's really intriguing for me. So over to you, Zindika. Before that, let me also briefly introduce Dimple Kaul. Dimple Kaul is again, your life story is very inspiring, Dimple, having gone through so many challenges and how you beautifully converted life challenges into a healing experience. It's really nice. And I saw you describe yourself as learner, observer, marketer, and writer, and life enthusiast. That's beautiful. Dimple has had a wonderful career in the corporate world, and then a second career. She's doing social enterprise, and now all poised to enter the field of education more as a social responsibility. So she again is a writer, and she uses, I guess, a lot of her experiences, life experiences and observations to, she brings them into her writing. So over to you.
Thank you, Vidyaji. Zindika, that was so poignant. And as Vidyaji rightly pointed out, it does resonate with me. And I am definitely going to be in touch with you soon after the talk itself. Now, let me just address the audience that would be there today or might watch us later someday. Namaste. Your interest in attending this session on writing to heal indicates your inclination towards creating a world that is healed, whole, and complete. And that to me represents your commitment to reconnect, reboot, and reset, the theme of this wonderful digital summit organized by Women Economic Forum. I thank the organizers for this opportunity. It's my absolute delight to be speaking here today. Today, for the first time in history, humankind is undergoing a collective experience. Physically distant, socially connected empathy, compassion, resourcefulness, innovation, alacrity of response, service before self have now come to the fore, heralding a new paradigm. We are at a momentous point in the cosmic scale of time where transformation is no longer an option. It is a global imperative. The need for healing, therefore, at the individual and the collective level can hardly be overemphasized. Like any other individual, we just heard Zindika's life story, inspirational, of course. My life has had its own share of ups and downs. So I have braved 2 major transformative experiences so far. The horror of genocide and uprooting, and the nightmare of a painful near-fatal accident. Healing through writing has helped me to emerge fairly unscathed, and I am therefore here to share my story of writing to heal. I hail from Kashmir. And when I look at Kashmir, my native region, I look at it with nostalgia, fondness, resentment, sense of loss, grief, and hope. The religious persecution that saw many members of my community abducted, raped, mutilated, and killed by religious fundamentalists deeply scarred me as a Kashmiri Pandit Hindu child. I was unable to comprehend and process the human trauma of being rendered a refugee in my own country in the year 1990. I had not emigrated to another country. I was a refugee in my own country. So as a preteen, a part of a 17 members household crammed into 3 rooms, braving the vagaries of nature and the uncertainty of infrastructure, life was a sudden riches to rags nightmare for me. And not just for me, to be honest, but also for my 500,000 strong Kashmiri Pandit Hindu community, the indigenous original inhabitants of the region, the Valley of Kashmir, and the entire region. So, whether it was a ploy to escape the harsh realities or as an inspiration from my mother, who would write in English, Hindi, Urdu, and Kashmiri, I suddenly started giving into my newly awakened interest in writing poetry. I mean, I would write on anything that took my fancy in those days, you know, like a flower, a person, or even such inanimate objects, say a school bus. Writing led me into a state of trance, and it just became a purely personal pursuit of happiness. Perhaps this was the only one that we could afford. So my father encouraged me wholeheartedly. I mean, I would like to give credit to him. And he ensured that my poems got published in the local dailies. He would walk all the way to the newspaper offices in the scorching heat of Jammu because money had to be saved. So incidentally, writing to heal gave me my first lesson in independence and confidence. My father suggested that I should approach the school authorities and seek assistance so that the money that we were spending in getting my written poetry typewritten for submission to the newspaper offices gets handled in the school offices. You know, somebody from the clerical staff could perhaps help me in typing it. I was a 7th grader, but you know, like at that point of time, I mean, you have that confidence. And I just went and I did as he advised. So my request was granted. This gesture, it might have been insignificant for them, but it meant a lot to me at many levels. It just guides my interaction with people even to this day, you know, strangers or not. So a number of my poems got published in both the major dailies of Jammu during that period. I kept writing for the sheer joy of just to express myself uninhibitedly without any need to impress. You remember when I was a preteen? This was my first foray into writing to heal. Even though at that time, I think I was too young to observe and understand how I was channelizing this energy of trauma and grief into positive energy of creative expression. In January 2017, a biker rammed into me, and I ended up with a fractured pelvis, a 5-centimeter wound on my skull, severe spasm in my neck, badly hit left limbs, completely bloated body, and sundry other injuries that rendered me completely immobile. Had 3 wonderful strangers not come to my rescue and got my head a stitch or 7 in time, I might have been a laminated, garlanded picture on the wall today, if you know what I mean. It took me quite some time to get back on my feet, both literally and figuratively. As I lay bewildered, first on the road and then on the hospital bed with painkillers pouring in constantly, I realized that I had only a finite amount of time to accomplish what I had come here for and share my message with the world. It was then that I transformed the image of the stitches on my shaved head into a piece of art to serve as a reminder and focus on my purpose. I decided to make the most of this new lease of life and promised myself that I will be what I have come to this world to be and not leave with regret about what I could have been. And the result, 7 stitches, 14 x-rays, 7 days of hospitalization, and 2 months of bed rest later was my debut book, an anthology of poems entitled Soul Call of Love and More. These poems on love were and are my message to the world of hope, optimism, learning, enrichment, evolution. The positive reviews that came pouring in filled me with delight and, of course, a renewed sense of purpose. Penning poems made me realize the power of writing in healing and instilling a sense of optimism, courage, and a positive outlook. I was so enthused by my personal example that I started to identify, encourage, mentor, handhold, and guide new authors and columnists and help them with the publication of their debut work. It has been my absolute privilege to have introduced 6 new authors and countless columnists so far, and I know that I will keep doing it till I breathe. During both of these major cathartic therapeutic experiences of writing to heal, I could feel the divine within and without in such a measure that I am in no doubt about the presence thereof. Emotionally, I was overwhelmed with relief, gratitude, and belief. Mentally, I became stronger than ever. I still continue to write to heal. I pour my heart out through words. I appreciate that words can be sweet melody as also poisonous barbs. I realize that it is for us to choose words wisely as potion and not poison, to heal and not to hurt. Writing to heal has helped me become mindful of my expression, both verbal and non-verbal. I have learned not to speak butterfly language to caterpillar people. I have learned to love without my heart being abused. I have learned to give without being taken for granted. I have learned to trust without being naive. And I have learned to listen without losing my own expression. It has empowered me to choose carefully who all get the seat at the high table of my life. I now insist on changed behavior instead of mere apologies. Writing to heal has helped me seek transformation instead of vengeance to make the world a better place for all sentient beings. Words are affirmations, I believe. We must choose ours carefully to alleviate pain, our own and that of others, and not to lacerate. Writing to heal is a journey of self-exploration, of evolution. Not many people undertake it because they prefer the safety of the unknown to the uncertainty and insecurity, the safety of the known to the uncertainty and insecurity of the unknown. For everyone inspired to embark upon this journey, I can only wish that the honesty of their intent guides the curiosity of their talent. I would like to conclude with the reminder that words can be soothing and seething, withering and breathing, aggravating and calming, wounding and embalming, disparaging and encouraging, distracting and engaging. So with care, let's choose the words we use. May authenticity seal our writing to heal. Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity provided by WEF. And I look forward to learning from the other speakers in the subsequent sessions. Thank you.
That was truly wonderful. I'm so inspired by the two of you. People tell me that I'm good at writing, and I've been saying I must write, but I'm like truly inspired now, not just to write, but to look at writing as healing, really. And I must say, both your stories were so transformative, so poignant and so touching, so transformational. I actually had goosebumps listening to you, Dimple. That was terrific. And of course, you've got this wonderful poetic language, so one can keep listening to you. You can go on and on. But unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of that kind of time. So I now have the pleasure and the privilege of presenting to the two of you, first to Zindika Kamaosi. Okay, Zindika Kamaosi, the award, on behalf of WEF, the award Iconic Woman Creating a Better World for All. This is a virtual award. The citation, the soft copy will come to you in a while. And I also have the pleasure of presenting the award, Iconic Woman, Creating a Better World for All, again, on behalf of WEF, to Dimple Kaul. Thank you, lovely ladies. It's been really eye-opening for me. It's been a wonderful, wonderful event. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been great. Namaste. Thank you for having me. Thanks.